Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, JLP pours a scorn on selection of Isaac Buchanan to contest the East Portland for PNP. The ruling Jamaica Labour Party is criticizing the People's National Party for what it describes as its scant regard for integrity following that party's decision to name attorney Isaac Buchanan as its standard bearer for Eastern Portland. In a release from the GLP yesterday, the party noted Buchanan's formal announcement as the PNP's prospective candidate for the constituency, replacing Colin Bell. The GLP said that for a Mark Golden-led PNP, which professes to have an integrity committee which vets candidates to confirm and endorse Buchanan, reinforces the fact that the PNP cannot be trusted with governing Jamaica. Noting Buchanan's drug conviction in Jamaica, which was later expunged, and his time spent in a United States prison for a similar drug smuggling crime involving cocaine, the JLP argued that the PNP has no moral authority to speak on matters concerning corruption, crime, or ethics. Earlier in the day, however, PNP party faithfuls gathered in Port Antonio to greet their new candidate, who will seek to wrest the East Portland seat from the incumbent Anne-Marie Vaz of the JLP. PNP supporters gathered in the vicinity of the ruins of the Musgrave Market, as well as along the corridor of the commercial bank in the parish capital, Port Antonio, to meet up with Buchanan, who is entering representational politics for the first time. The prospective candidate would later arrive and was greeted with shouts of Buchanan, time come, as supporters momentarily blocked the streets in the vicinity of the cenotaph in a bid to get close to their new political representative. Addressing his supporters, Buchanan said that the task ahead was by no means a challenge, as according to him, he was called by the people to serve. I am enjoying the moment so far, and I am grateful and honored that the people are welcoming me in a way that I never expected, he said. They will not get disappointment. They will expect somebody who will show up. They will expect somebody who will act. They will expect somebody who will listen. And they will expect somebody who will elevate. That is what I represent: rehabilitation, elevation, and the possibilities are endless, he added. The decision by the PNP to present Buchanan as a prospective candidate for East Portland has been seen as a bold move, as the party seeks to wrest the seat from Vaz, who first defeated firebrand politician Damian Crawford by 306 votes in a hotly contested by-election in 2019. Vaz would 1 year later cement her grip on the constituency in the 2020 general election, trouncing Bishop Purcell Jackson by an impressive margin of 1,903 votes. Jamaican athletics icon shocked and disappointed at a lack of updates on SSL fraud, failure to return stolen US $12.7 million. Eight-time Olympic champion Usain Bolt is shocked and disappointed over the lack of transparency surrounding the investigation into billions of dollars defrauded from his and more than 30 other clients' accounts at the Stocks and Securities Limited more than a year ago. The world record holder, the 100-meter and the 200-meter sprints, is also frustrated that despite the announcement of a criminal investigation involving the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States and other international partners, there has been no update about his stolen US $12.7 million. Linton Gordon, Bolt's attorney, told the news yesterday that the retired track legend is yearning to know who is responsible for his missing funds at the scandal-scarred investment firm. Dr. Nigel Clark announced that investigators were coming from Canada, England, and Timbuktu, and from the United States. We haven't had one iota of information regarding the outcome of those investigations, so we don't know who took the money, who we can turn to, because everything is now undercover, Gordon said. Clark, who will leave his post as Minister of Finance and the Public Service later this month for a senior position at the International Monetary Fund, could not be reached for comment on the matter as calls to his phone went unanswered. In January 2023, Clark told the Nation that investigators led by the Financial Investigations Division were resolute and determined to unravel the complexity of the fraud and to bring the wrongdoers to justice. At that time, he admitted that the SSL scandal, which had quickly gathered momentum, risked tarnishing Jamaica's reputation globally. A series of cryptic posts to Bolt's social media pages since Monday have left fans and users speculating about whether they had to do with his missing funds and a possible conspiracy. The banking on the country youth love for his country, but ask yourself, do they love their country or themselves? The multiple world champion said in one post. In two other posts, he wrote about the fake news and that time is longer than rope. The latter phrase is a Jamaican adage which means to be patient while waiting for your moment. He's very frustrated and disappointed. He's simply shocked and disappointed to know a country he has put on the map, and he put his money in an institution here that he has lost it or he can't get it back, Gordon said. Bolt's holding company, Wellgen, filed a lawsuit against the SSL and Jean Ann Panton, a former client relationship manager at the SSL, to recover damages of US $6.2 million, the original sum he invested, or alternately US $12.7 million. Wellgen's account was opened at SSL in 2012. The Sprint legend said the funds were for his retirement. Gordon told the news that a stay on all action pending an investigation and a report from SSL trustee Cadian Campbell was ordered by the court. The court further said that there should be no other order pending the report. Gordon said he is expecting an update later this month when the matter returns to court to see how the team can proceed. What we want to know is who took the money, he said. The multi-million-dollar fraud and irregularities which was uncovered at the investment company in January 2023 ballooned past the US $30 million or Jamaican $4.7 billion with more than 200 accounts impacted. Panton is the only person charged in the matter so far. She is facing a 21-count indictment after being charged for forgery, larceny as a servant, and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. In March, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions clarified that it has not made a ruling on whether further charges should be laid in the fraud case because it is still awaiting outstanding documents from the FID. Last week, SSL indicated that it is advanced in its plans to pay its clients. The payout is primarily for the proceeds of the International Securities client portfolio sale, with an approximate value in excess of US $30 million or Jamaican $4.7 billion. JDF Arms store supervisor says he didn't personally issue weapons used in shooting. A retired Army warrant officer who supervised the arms store from which the artillery believed to have been used in Keith Clark's murder was dispensed, testified during the trial yesterday that he simply signed authorization notes. 3 Jamaica Defense Force soldiers are charged with the 63-year-old accountant's May 27, 2010 murder. They are Lance Corporals Greg Tinglin, Odell Buckley, and Private Arnold Henry. The trial is currently underway in the Home Circuit Court in Kingston. Tinglin is represented by King's Counsel Valrenita Robertson, while Buckley's attorney is Peter Champagny Casey, and Henry's is Linton Gordon. The Crown is represented by Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Jeremy Taylor, Natoya Bernard KC, and Dwayne Green. Following the unavailability of witnesses on Tuesday, the trial resumed yesterday with the 2 witnesses taking the stand. First was retired Sergeant Albert Myers, who told the court that he worked as a paramedic and an arms store supervisor. For weapons to be issued, there must be instructions sent to the area where the arms are kept. From there, we would get the instruction and issue the weapon, Myers told the prosecution. Taylor asked Myers if he recalled Monday, May 17, 2010. "Do you recall that day? Did you do anything in particular on that day?" he questioned the witness. "Yes, I recall. Nothing in particular, just my work as normal. Get the key from the arms store, open the arms store. I would be the authorizing signature to sign off on those arms," Myers said. "So no weapons were issued on that day? Do you recall if you made a note as to who you issued weapons to on that date?" Taylor asked. Myers insisted he does not hand over weapons but has a staff complement to work with. "I don't physically issue," Myers said. Can you recall who you supervised in the issuance of weapons on May 17, 2010? Did you make a record of it anywhere? Taylor quizzed. I wouldn't know that. There was always a record books. They would record, Myers said. The witness was asked if he would recognize it if he was shown a signature of who signed the weapons to be released. We have some objections in law, Champagne said. Jurors and the witness was asked to exit the courtroom by Justice Dale Palmer, the presiding judge. At the resumption, the prosecution focused on entry number 38, 42, and 44 and asked the retired Army officer if he could read what was entered, which he did. Is there a policy as to how quickly weapons are to be returned? Taylor asked. Myers outlined that weapons are normally in use all day and that the personnel cannot return them until they are finished using them. Myers said the list he signed did not have the return information on it. The witness was soon after cross-examined, beginning with Gordon, who focused on the list shown to Myers by the prosecution. I'm looking at the information. You looked at the document. Did you see any name and initial on the document? Gordon said. No, sir, Myers responded. Gordon said, did you see any regimental number on the document? No, sir, Myers said. Gordon asked, would I be correct to say that a firearms registry, a book, must contain the name of the soldier or officer taking a weapon from the arms store? Yes, sir, Myers said. Gordon asserted that any soldier taking a weapon must give his full name and regimental number given to him or her when he or she joins the Army. Gordon insisted that a list without the aforementioned data would not be a complete list at the registry. Yes, sir, Myers said in agreement. The witness was asked by Gordon if on May 27, 2010, the day of Clark's killing, if he was in the arms store. Myers said he could not recall. Myers also said he could not identify who prepared the document shown to him by the prosecution. Champagne had 3 questions for Myers, the first of which was if he was correct in saying that on the dates mentioned, he did not issue any weapon to anyone. Myers told the defense attorney he was correct. Champagne also sought to establish that the document shown to Myers by the prosecution, on which he saw his signature, was something that he essentially copied from another book. Myers again told the defense attorney that he was correct in his line of thinking. You can't say what was in the book is 100% correct? Champagne asked. That is true, said Myers. You gave a statement for which you signed for. Is that so? You gave that statement in 2011, Champagne said. Yes, sir, I can't remember, Myers said in response. The evening session, which saw the second witness from the Independent Commission of Investigations taking the stand, did not go on for long, as the prosecution could not proceed because a document was not on hand. This raised the ire of the defense attorneys, with Nita Robertson expressing shock at what she considered the lack of preparation on the part of the Crown or witness. Clark, a 63-year-old accountant, was shot 21 times inside his master bedroom at his Kirkland Close, St. Andrew home during a police military operation to apprehend the then fugitive drug lord Christopher Dudos Coke. The trial continues today. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.